day to come for many years. Iraq's journey to this point has been extensive, 866 days of qualifying. Many moments where it seemed that hope had faded. Back in the World Cup for only the second time in their history. But this is only appearance number 4 at this tournament for Norway. Regulars in the 1990s, absent since. And in 2026, carrying the tag that is often bestowed upon the uber-talented. They are being dubbed the golden generation.
National anthem of Norway.
Senegal in the days ahead. And for Norway, more family ties than most.
Now come the angle. You have to pause it. The sound, I'm making a problem.
Region of the country.
Morning. Lindo. Namaste.
And Ayman Hussein, they both found the net to secure IRAQ. this evening, almost spring-like in its feel, which will be a welcome relief to those who might have been anticipating the temperature to be.
Okay, let's show the World Cup song. One song? Yes, let's show the World Cup song. Made him happy. My God, almost done now.
Group I. For many a year for these two. Iraq in the white, Norway in the distinctive red. And alongside me, a FIFA World Cup veteran, Brad Friedel. These two meeting for the first time. A wonderful occasion, Brad, as well, to do it. What are you expecting this matchup to look like?
Well, I'm expecting Iraq to try to slow the game down. They're going to sit deep. They're going to try to hit Norway on the counter. They're going to try to get free kicks. They're going to find it difficult as the game goes on. Interesting part is Norway's going to have to figure out how to break down a team that's going to be mainly defensive. A lot of times it's Norway playing on the counterattack, Norway playing a little bit more direct. Odegaard's going to be incredibly influential. A little bit surprised to see Skelderup on the bench because he's one that has some creativity to him. But you can't take anything away from Serlak, who's very big and powerful and strong, especially on set pieces.
It's a slightly heavy touch by Torbjorn Pegger, which is it's a rapid throw. Such a long journey. Iraq, in fact, no team's journey to the World Cup has been longer than their 21 games in total to qualify, 3 more than any other side at this tournament. 49 different players used across the campaign. This is what it's all about. Nilon and goal tonight for Norway. There have been some speculation as to whether he would maintain his place in the side given the lack of minutes for his club side Sevilla this season. In fact, he's played more for Norway in the past 12 months than he has for the Liga side.
It's really difficult for goalkeepers to just jump in, especially into the world's biggest occasion. Goalkeepers, especially in that position, needs continuity, confidence. It'll be interesting to see how he copes in this very difficult group.
Antonio Nusa, one of the bright sparks.
And then like,
Towards Haaland. He's got such a good. Can't quite wriggle away from the attention of Akam Hashem. As if they needed a warning sign, Iraq, though, that was it right there. Nobody scored more goals in the World Cup qualifying, not just in Europe, but across the entire world. But Erling Haaland, 16 in Norway's 8 qualifying matches. Who is a central part of the Iraqi defence, led by Berger into Ødegaard. Ødegaard for Sørloth. Last touch has come off the Norwegian. It's a goal kick. It's an interesting role to play, doesn't he, Brad, in this Norway team?
It is. He's really a 9, but you're not going to start in front of Haaland. I understand why he's on there on one point to be a menace, especially on free kicks, but when you're playing against defensive teams, having a little bit more creativity might bode them a touch better.
Getting a little handsy. With the free kick and the first chance perhaps to truly test this Norway defence. Yeah, Amari sending it in. Hashem wins the header. The ball is over the top eventually from Ayman Hussein, though it was a tricky one for one of Iraq's best ever goal scorers to keep down.
Really high line by Norway. Very difficult to get any sort of power on a header, and you always see a body in front.
Actually taken down by Sørloth. Here is Ødegaard. Instantly recognisable Julian Rearson, lifting it forward towards Sørloth. Nudged Hashem over. Be a lot of focus on a lot of the forwards out on the stadium surface tonight. Consider that they had relatively promising build-ups to this tournament. Norway have one of their friendlies beat neighbours Sweden by 3-1 in Oslo. Iraq very impressively drew 1-1 with Spain. There's Haaland taking it off to Tossin. Haaland looking for Alsnes, and it was too close to Jalal Hassan, the goalkeeper. It's twice in the opening 7 minutes that Erling Haaland has gone beyond.
Yeah, a little heavy touch on the first one. That first, the pace over 5 meters, really impressive. The referee's already starting to notice Hassan when he has the ball, the goalkeeper of Iraq, that he's wasting time. That's something to keep an eye on.
This is Merhas Doski, who scored Iraq's goal in that friendly against Spain. Tassino, powerful centre half who offers a real aerial threat at both ends of the pitch to Iraq. Amir Alamari. This is Doski. Shots by Rearson. Animated technical area as well. Graham Arnold is barking instructions to his Iraqi players. Second consecutive World Cup for him. He was in his native Australia 4 years ago. Arnold nudged out of it in the round of 16 by the eventual winners Argentina. But he's been at this rodeo before, and there's a lot to be said for that.
These people will be structured, they'll be disciplined, they'll be set positionally very, very well. Whether they have the quality to overcome Norway, Senegal, and France is yet to be seen.
Sorts his feet out there, Ali, just bouncing between right and left and cutting out for a Norway goal kick.
See how quick Haaland's on it. The defender knew he was there, but he beats him to it in the flash. Final ball needs a bit of improvement on that situation, but he is one of the best number 9s ever to play this game, not just at this World Cup.
I think we'd far rather be on the end of the ball than the one delivering it. This is club football with RB Leipzig, and we've already seen one very talented RB Leipzig wide man at this World Cup in Côte d'Ivoire's Yann Diomande, who just a very impressive display the other night. This is Frederick Ausmus. Wolfer. Who's become an increasingly important figure in this Norway team in the last couple of years. Marcus. Grierson. Fair coming together between him and Haslowski.
Hutch just jumps up. The defender gets the ball. May have inadvertently stepped on his toe, but nothing malicious, no intent.
He's been through a lot to reach this point, Stoll. Solbakken appointed 5.5 years ago as Norway's head coach, but has been under sustained pressure for much of his tenure before qualification for this World Cup. Grierson and Ødegaard combining for Norway. Three in red in the middle. Ødegaard is trying to send it in towards one of them, and he's sent it in towards Jalal Hassan's hands.
Defender did well. He knew he was up against Ødegaard. He wants to come back on his left, force him to his right.
Taken down by Al Hamadi. Here is his strike partner, Ayman Hussein. Dusky Al Hamadi. Shame its intended target, which was Alamari. Now Hamadi has it again. Bayesh. St. Ali. Bayesh. Yeah, positioned himself well to nod it away. There's Al Hamadi over the top of the crossbar. But he reached it ahead of Hegem, and it would have had Nealon a little nervous.
Right now it's IRAQ with more energy. A nice little play. Flicked on. A good turn. It's a good chance. Just leaning back. Defender does enough just to pressure. That's a very good chance, Chris.
Grierson bumping his way forward, looking for Haaland. Carried away eventually by Hashem, as far as Ødegaard. Berger. The Wolfer. Just his balance, but kept the ball. Press that was forcing Norway into the error eventually from Ali Al Hamadi. The Iraqi supporters enjoyed that.
Yeah, I can imagine, and I imagine the Norwegian supporters are not pleased. Norway has to up the tempo. They need to move the ball quicker. They need players to get into pockets, pass the ball forward. It's all a bit slow and cumbersome at this moment.
Five of the players in Norway's starting 11 tonight were not even born when they last played a FIFA World Cup game back in 1998. It's been a long, long time for both of these two to be back where they want to be. France 3-1 winners earlier today against Senegal. Kylian Mbappe became the all-time leading scorer for Le Bleu with a double in that game. Done the group of death through by, but that's not how Graham Arnold views it. He's called it the group of opportunity. It's a brilliant reframing of the situation.
Let's see in about 2 weeks' time if he feels the same. Referee, just watch it again. Doesn't like the time wasting by Hassan.
New rules that these players are going to have to be acutely aware of if they are not already. In terms of ensuring that these games can flow well, and so far we have seen some brilliant games at this 2026 FIFA World Cup. Emerged during the World Cup qualifiers, so regular choice in that left-sided centre-half position for strong salt back in Norway. Started 7th there, 8 World Cup qualifiers. News are getting on the ball for the first time with any distinction. Just flattened into Norway have a free kick.
Yeah, referee gets this correct. Saw an Iraqi player go down. I think he would have stayed down to try to stop the flow of play, but that rule has also been changed, which is good to try to keep the tempo up of the game, try to keep the ball in play as much as possible.
It's up. Okay, much the metronome of this away team. Reason.
If everything you do on live stream, if you are watching one person live stream, you are football, and a play talking in there, or even bad boys, and have a son and money.
He's got a great story, Merhas Doski. He was a bricklayer not too many years ago when he was playing football in Germany his 5th year. He has worked his way up to being here at this World Cup. So, coming forward with Ibn and Bayesh. Very slowly picking himself up. Müller-Wolfer. Together there with Christopher Meyer, but the referee from Gabon saw any clear contact between the two, allowing play to go on. Norway not been in a World Cup since 1998, 1986, the last time Iraq were there, and the only time Iraq had been there. Newsom with a burst of pace, which has carried it into dangerous territory. Behind it goes, for a Norway corner.
Yeah, that was a little better. It was better, but individually they need to get the ball moving with it. Link-up play, but lose the shoulder. good burst of energy, good burst of pace. And this is where Norway is very, very dangerous. Set pieces.
And Peckham and Surlop and Haaland, there are barely any inches between them, and most in excess of 6'2". As you can see that Iraq are very, very conscious of the damage that could be done to them from set pieces. From the boot of this man as well. Haaland in there, too high.
It just gets under, but there's so much movement. You can tell they work on set pieces in training. There's red shirts going everywhere. They're obviously trying to create space for that man, Erling Haaland.
So the relatively safe option of Hashem. It's too long from centre half to centre forward all the way through to Nilov.
Yeah, last 4 or 5 times Iraq's had the ball, they've been forced, just even with a little bit of pressure, to play long. They're going to have to try to keep the ball at times as this game wears on. They'll just tire out chasing the ball.
Looking for Haaland. His position was good. Solbakken has said that Erling Haaland has been razor sharp in training in recent days. Mentioned the fact he scored a 20-yard volley in the 11 game that Solbakken said would have been goal of the tournament had it been in the World Cup.
He does look sharp, he does look at it, he's communicating with his players. Could be a chance for him here.
He's quick with the feet there. A free kick out of Syed Ismail.
Second time in a couple of minutes that Nusa's taken on his defender. Got some success both times.
Hassan in the Iraqi goal, over 100 caps. There's only 16 Iraqi men that have reached that feat. Goalkeeper to do so. Hamoudi was one of those. He was the goalkeeper in the 1986 World Cup, the captain as well. So Haaland and Surlop and Co wait with interest. Yeah, Rierson may very well be tempted to go for goal from here.
Yeah, it's a difficult one for a goalkeeper because he could also sort of a cross shot with all these big bodies flashing in front of him.
He's had a really creative season as well, Rierson. 18 assists for his club side, Borussia Dortmund. Rierson lofts it in, it's loose, it's fast off Surlop. Landing on it is Jalal Hassan. So far, everything for the Iraqi goalkeeper would be classified as routine.
So far. Norway's getting a little bit closer. I think they're going to get the ball to Nusa more because he's having some joy on that side. And Iraq, unfortunately for them, are not keeping possession of the ball.
She's certainly one of the players that can do that. He's not having his shirt pulled at the time. And a very fast 23 minutes so far, and still 0-0 at the hydration break between Iraq and Norway. Your assessment, Bradford, of the 22 minutes that we've had so far. Still waiting for our first shot on target.
I thought the first 5 or 6 minutes, Iraq came out with a lot of energy. They were pressing a little bit higher up the pitch than I thought they would. I think that surprised Norway. The last 10 minutes.
Brought to you by Flow, Red Stripe, Coca-Cola, KFC, Sapugen, Sunshine Snacks, and water.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its peace and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted.
When additional it is a simple thing. We can make that taste with more additional when they come say, oh, I'm not sure what to say. You know, come here and then strong. Another thing, you know why I don't do another thing that I try to have the youth impulse. Say loud more. So I'm just saying the responsibility to the good. So I'm not going to do something.
Never been one.
Nothing to me, men are all over end, but just like the fat one.
Yeah,
Drop the chair and do it. Drop the chair, you could do it. This is not. You mean this other chair? Oh, that is good. Right. You need to drive here. Push back the chair. Push up the chair. Push it to the door. Yeah. Just push it down. That's it. Yeah. I'm still waiting, guys. I don't know when the match start freeze up. So I have to look on the TV and see if we can do a reset. Push back the chair. The mother there, push down the chair. That's the bed not open. Push it down. Alright. You can see how much I come up a body score about 20 goal around in the front. Somebody score one. Score?
To this set piece. It's much to the goalkeeper, Hassanu. finally get the go-ahead for this set piece. It's much to the goalkeeper Hassan. Got something on it, maybe not as much as he would have liked. Spared by the sound of the referee's whistle.
There's a lot of chaos in the box.
This whole World Cup something.
Don't see any foul there. Goalkeepers.
You have to have patience. Trust me.
As we know, are protected a lot more today than previous decades.
No man, matches are freeze up, so I was going to take it on this time, yeah? I'm going to time. Come on, this was so nice, please. Yeah, let's have to over this. The match outside, the match hot, you know. What a long sketch. I make it other than the one I will quite well. It seems to be a film oh boy. Always do that crap. If I have money, I'm going to pay for the pay fee. So you can't do with the book in the can give me that fair stop. So them can be here. I don't know really my fault still. Oh boy. It did it, like the match today. Both of people could be enough, but in the board, no, don't look over yourself. Then you touch all them come out, it ever freeze up or something. Oh boy. Yeah, you're Antoine and co-federate. But I won't marry you much. Thanks for waiting patiently, guys. That is so true, and the patient is really very true. You know, I don't know what going on, you just a buff man. You have a time when you see your parliament, next time you see that. Like somebody else score again. It look like Tinder one, Iran one, and now the one.
possession for quite some time now. It's a really good run by Alamari in the midfield right there. 3 players in the box. Just a perfect cross and really good power, a towering header. Snaps down that header. I guess the goalkeeper no chance to save it. Keeper set, good push off. The crowd is... That's just what this game needed. Out
always
nowhere, from behind. Thought it was going to be a mountain to climb. And here we are, 1-1.
That's what the first World Cup goal means. From Boston to Baghdad and beyond. They heard it, they celebrated it, and we are back at 1-1 in what is fast turning into an enthralling group eye-opener.
Absolutely. Right, and he had to generate all the power on the header. It was a chipped-in ball, it wasn't whipped in.
As far as these two countries are concerned, two very predictable goal scorers on the score sheet. In Haaland and Hussein. Odegaard. Not
sometimes my energy did if it just go live and if I just have the energy before I get some less time but I will continue. I'm just sorry so that TV didn't put it in a band. I'm just not putting that low in the hot and just yes. I don't know why I'm going through so much. I don't know why I'm going through. All I do is just a buff. It's a buff. I don't know what else it is. It's a buff of really bad. You know what we can try so we can go for the next one. Oh my. Andrew just keep me updated. What the score line? Sean, look at the message straight. Can I get up on you? Father beats all the get father final. You
can't use a chair and stand up on the chair.
Now we're going to now. Now we're going to. Thank you. Just keep the chat updated for me, please. Because I know I want for TV. I know I want for TV. I don't know if I'm from our in. I don't know if I'm film in. I don't know. They're on off. Them have they're on off time now, Andrew.
Yards.
Nobody in the box for him at the moment. He's got past Reese and he's called it back well too. Looking for the second again. Rusky. Lamari. Rusky. And he's come all the way through. Bias was there. It's a corner. I think that's Bias is asking for perhaps a Norway handball.
And it could very well be.
But the hand is a part of your body. So I can't.
Tremendous block at the far post.
No massive, I never know part of your body.
The look looks from that angle like it is just a tremendous block. It is. But if they score
Sir. Deshaun, leave for me.
from this, or if they scored from that play, the referees are going to have to take a look at themselves because they moved the ball up about 15 yards, which got them further up the pitch. The assistant referee saw it, but the center official told him to play on.
Well, they've already shown their power. As the recovery once in his first half, IRAQ. Alamari scored. It was a good initial jump by the centre.
Man, you look like I decided to team okay, as it graphic
After seeing even if the header was
some of the okay. Set
wavered in the end.
See that pause again? The one is okay. The one is okay.
Well, they are mimicking their seafaring Viking ancestors, the Norwegian fans, and with the imagery that is
Alright.
designed to say keep going.
I just said team.
Then so in life game,
It's just got a little choppy, didn't they, for a few minutes for Norway?
I know me I'm going to just get good. I read about this grandma. There's none about this so I must pay for the workout. The one I'm telling everybody with. Them says I work for them in a buff up with us pretty just $19 a month. I know I'm going to just pay feet.
What is probably
I can't tell $3,000.
the final minutes of this first half. Loser.
So by the time now, and you'd have the month and then you'd have run after the next month. You'd have alright.
He's been the best player for Norway. Nusa. Obviously, Haaland's got the goals.
Mexico one year old fine. My TV did all load, all my can load. I don't know. Oh boy.
Erdegaard.
It's rough.
Sprung the offside trap. News.
I know they call it the evening part. The evening part never seen
Shifted again with the electric feet that he
I
has.
guess more people are watching it and it will make it up. But I know most people on my side. I must be on our side, you know.
Mayesh is saying it's cleverly done. And right through the middle is Al-Hamadi, who's gone beyond. Milan is beaten, but the ball is going to drift past the post.
Easy goal.
Just couldn't quite set himself, Ali Al-Hamadi.
And this is remarkable recovery defending. You would think the chance was over. He never gave up. And Ayer just sticks out a foot, gets a block on it.
They still come, the Lions of Mesopotamia, at the end of this first half, and we are right at the end of the first half. The corner is a good one. Kick by Alamari. Haaland there. Oh, the hit that
is! Making sure to catch the most important things and balance it all with a smile. Our agility is legendary, but it comes from years of training with the best. So no matter what, when it comes to giving our all, that's where we shine.
Everybody link up. Tune in this summer to the Every Win Needs a Rail promotion. From now until July 31st at your nearest supermarket or bar at 1,750 ml and 200 ml Rare and Nephew White overproof rum for a chance to win a brand new 65-inch TV, smartphone, iPad, tablet, and recliner chairs to watch the big ball game. Every Win Needs a Rail with Rare and Nephew.
Authorized on the section 53 of the betting gaming and
You come on to halftime now, guys. Oh, halftime. Oh, right.
Brought to you by Flow, Red Stripe, Coca-Cola, Kit.
Oh boy. No. Okay, so the match alone like freeze up on.
Former regular blue coach Tony Coward as well. And then we have our defender, Racing United, Markovic Brown. So, I'm going to start with you, Markovic.
Name sound and
First 45 belongs to Norway in terms of goals. The rock partner, boy, can't stop at my difference.
No, I never really mean that.
Early on, Premier League, Golden Boot, you know it's going to score. It's just a matter of time. In the first half, I think Norway, they took a little while to get settled in the game, and it's going to come. Early on, it's going to score. It's just a matter of time. IRAQ, you know, it's to say that they're here to like suffer and survive. And I would say they survived the first half, even though it's 2-1, they're still in it.
Yeah, still in it.
I don't think it was that lopsided.
I think so, you know.
Territorially, if IRAQ were in the game.
The last 5 years.
Yeah.
Just the last 5 years.
I think the physicality I had, that first one, oh my God, that first one was so typical. Just put it in the space, and there's no Haaland will find it.
And he will find it.
And it was so typical Haaland. That most strikers, most number 9 Malcolm, would have probably struggled to get there behind the amount of ground he made up to get to the ball. He was coming off the pace, but beat the defenders, and he was rolled there almost going out of play.
That's the same ball that I spoke about yesterday. Coming across the face-off goal. And that first goal for Norway. Coming across the face-off goal. Here is it. Good hold-up play and the overlap. Look at that ball. It's almost impossible to defend.
Anyway, he just kind of angled his foot to get it into the goal.
In the goal.
So typical.
Again, between two defenders, a goal poacher, but between two defenders, that's a tough finish.
Yeah, I'm actually not surprised that Haaland got that one, because he has been absolutely fantastic for them. 57 goals in 51 appearances.
That man could be the goal book, you know.
Somebody at halftime predicted that they're going to get up to the round of 16. So
yeah, I think so. I don't know
so
why.
Golden Boot with a round of,
but I don't know why. I don't know why you guys think that. Maybe, but I don't know why you guys.
But you know why I said that? Because it tends to score in the
early stages.
So, when he gets one,
he gets another.
It's like he wants another one. That's why for sometimes we go 2-3 games without a goal, but when he gets one, he gets 2 and 3 invariably.
Yeah, that's it.
So it could be the goal and book with us, and if you can exit the first round, could be nothing.
I don't think
even if you exit the first round.
I don't think
Golden Boot winner.
Or round of 16. Golden Boot winner, yeah.
More realistic.
Golden Boot winner.
I think both are just as realistic.
Just remember, Lacey could have been supposed to make the Golden Boot.
Yeah, it could be. It's possible a goal shark as we know, but Iran are still in it, Tony, and really and truly just one goal behind. You really don't know what can happen, but Iran have been showing that they can fight, and fight they did.
Absolutely. I think Norway will be disappointed in the way that they conceded this goal.
Yeah.
Played down the left side from IRAQ, sorry. And then an experienced player, Martin Odegaard, using his runner like that. And then for the ball to come into the box and for there to be 3 defenders surrounding the striker and for him to get that header on goal, they'd be very disappointed. Again, as you can see, like he ran off the face of Odegaard. And again, an experienced player like Martin Odegaard should not let something like that happen. And again, 3 defenders surrounding 1 white shirt and nobody challenged for the ball. Disappointed.
I think the defenders should have been more because as a striker,
don't discredit.
You mean?
No.
Right, that's it. The attacker is going to go in for the header because he's anticipating us. Odegaard now as a defensive player with the assignment, he has to react. So the attacker will always have the advantage now. The players who are behind now, looking at the play, I think one of those should have actually stepped up in the space and they would have seen him coming.
Yes.
But
it was a brilliant run.
Yeah, I said he made the run across the face of Odegaard, but it was behind him, but he should have seen it.
Oh, it was behind him?
Yeah, it was, but he saw him coming. Like, you see him coming, but he ran behind him. He should have been able to maneuver that.
And then the header.
Brilliant.
Three defenders around him, and for him to get that header,
What?
Perfect.
Yeah.
They tell you like walk it down and
You know what is intriguing, bro? Whenever we do analysis, not just us here, whenever people do football analysis, everyone finds fault with the defending when goals are scored. Hardly anyone give the attack.
That's why
That's why he was alluding to it.
Yeah, you can't be saying, but I mean, you know, they took the lead, they scored the equalizer at Iraq, and then 4 minutes later, that's the gift of the tournament so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the gift of the tournament.
You're not going to score an easier goal than this.
No, you're not. And then you put it to the feet of Erling Haaland. There's no way he's going to miss that.
You can't have an Erling Haaland breathing down your neck in this situation and you boot it, root one. That's the Premier League golden boot. The winner running at you.
That defender should be happy that he's living in the post Saddam Hussein era in Iraq. Oh my Lord, oh my.
Well, you said it, so.
Yeah, you said it?
You said it.
No, I mean, but of course, the lives of Mesopotamia, Iraq, they are still in it. Boot with spinner will probably have something to say about it. He's only a hat-trick watch.
He's going to want it.
Oh boy.
First national team to participate in the World Cup after successfully navigating AFC qualifying for the first time. The White Wolves finished ahead of both Qatar and the UAE in qualifying, thanks largely to a defence that conceded just 7 goals and 9 at home. That defence contains Manchester City's Abdulkadir Kusanov, the most notable member of the Uzbekistan squad. The majority of his teammates play in their homeland, and for them, the 2026 World Cup represents the opportunity of a lifetime.
Brought to you by Flow, Red Stripe, Coca-Cola, KFC, Supplegen, Sunshine Snacks, and water.
Iraq has more attempts at goal, 9-6 for them, but Norway has more attempts on target, 2 to Iraq's 1. The expected goals 1.23 to Iraq 0.49. In their sharing corners, 2 apiece. 240 passes completed for Norway, 130 for Iraq. And look at the ball recovery time, 15 seconds to Iraq, 21. But they are leading Norway by 2 goals to 1. Here's the head-to-head between Erling Braut Haaland and Ayman Hussein. 2 goals, 1, 3 attempts, 2 attempts on target, 1, 0 assists, but passes completed 7 to Haaland, 2. Distance covered 5.3 to 5.2. Look at the top speed 36.4. I meant to say 29.5. Wow, 36.5. So, of course, ladies and gentlemen of radio and TV land, we head back to the Boston Stadium in Massachusetts, where Norway faces off against Iran. That's it for us here. Join us back tomorrow for our pregame show. So long.
Well, tough game.
On this left-hand side, Serlot, I'm not sure this is the game for him against Iraq. Normally it's a little bit more direct to him. Well, a lot good going forward, but they have been asked some questions in the back.
Well, the last player, and I think this is worth mentioning, to score a hat-trick on their men's FIFA World Cup debut was Miroslav Klose for Germany against Saudi Arabia back in 2002. Erling Haaland has got 45 minutes to add his name to that very exclusive list.
I think he's going to be on that list, and I think he might, or he'll have the opportunity to get the third and the fourth. Could he go to 5?
He's the self-proclaimed dad of this IRAQ team, Graham Arnold, but one of the toughest things he's had to get right is communication, as different languages are spoken in this Iraq squad. Arnold says he's taken in the whole to using English-speaking players on one side of the pitch, Arabic speakers on the other, and then some bilingual players in the centre to knit it all together.
If only it could be that easy.
Surely that was less of an issue for you at your various World Cups.
Well, you'd be surprised at how much Spanish was spoken at the '94 World Cup with Boran Miljutinovic.
Rayesh. Hussein Ali. Just like to get forward into these sorts of areas, and he's won her at the throw. Top Peckham. Ismail. Arnold only gave him his debut last year, immediately took a liking to him. Speaks volumes the fact that he's in the Iraq starting 11 tonight. Berger, Erdegaard, Selot. They've got ways to mix it up as well in the wide areas, Norway, should they wish to, the likes of Oscar Bob and Andreas Schjelderup.
Yeah, I think it is calling out for that for this Norwegian side so they can keep the ball in the attacking third of Iraq. More dynamic player for Serlat. He has his qualities, but taking on players 1v1 is not one of them.
Sayed Ismail. Tusky has gone a long way forward on that left side. He's still asking for it from Bayrash. He's going to ask for it again here from Ismail. Instead it's gone to Hashem. Champions in 2007, Iraq, Arabian Golf Cup winners in 2023, a title they've not won for 35 years. They are also the Arab Cup's most successful ever nation. Won't be fazed by the situation they find themselves in right now. Ismail. And that from the pass, some of the interception taken back by Dusky, who is ploughing his way through. A free kick, but Iraq still have the ball. Ismail. Ibrahim Bayesh. The same. Trying to repeat the trick. Far more difficult header that time to execute.
Yes, much more difficult, but he nearly got it spot on. Gets in front of the defender really well. Good movement in the box. See the step to his left, then to his right. Just doesn't get enough on it. He had Elon scrambling.
Just in terms of size and presence, he is of a similar frame to Erling Haaland, Ayman Hussein. Only 3 Iraqis that have scored more international goals in history than him, I should say. Number 34 for his country tonight.
The header in the first half was of the highest quality. Generated his power, snap header over a defender.
Antonio Nusa, busy, troublesome, coaxing the free kick out of Hussein Ali.
He is a special talent, Nusa. Really quick feet, just shifts the ball. No doubt about the free kick.
Scored a couple of very big goals in qualification for Norway as well against Italy. Still at the very tender age of 21. 10 minutes into the second half, still waiting for our first big opportunity of this second half. Listen, not enough height on the ball. Aya hooking it back in, Sherlock lurking. It's away by Hashem. Sherlock's not giving up on it though, and I don't know if Dosky knew he was coming there.
I don't think he did. Sherlock did really well to chase down a lost cause, get his team a throw in.
And all the attention in terms of the goals tends to go towards Erling Haaland, Brad, but he scored more, Alexander Sørloth, for Norway than Torandre Flo, than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, than John Carew. Big names in Norwegian striking footballing history.
Well, he has his qualities, but in a game like this, a Bob or a Skelderup who is really quick and can link up play might be a little bit more suited for a game like this. Sørloth is outstanding on set pieces, crosses, etc.
Here he is, Sørloth. Rearson. Returned to him by Ødegaard. Rearson. Haaland too high. Musa. Restarting it, forcing it in, and winning Norway a corner. Set piece to be taken by the Borussia Dortmund fullback, Julian Rearson. As was the case on a couple of occasions in the first half, there is one or two skirmishes going on within that Iraqi 6-yard box. Some ire towers over Merhas Dosky, who appears to be given a task to deal with him here. Rearson into a horrible area for IRAQ to defend, but they did extremely well with it.
It's virtually impossible for Hassan, the goalkeeper, to come out and play or even punch it.
It's broken for Bayesh. Challenged by Musa. It's an issue here for Ali Jassim that I think is going to require some treatment. Changes anyway. Graham Arnold, the Iraq head coach. There is one of them, Marco Fargi. Norwegian-born Marco Fargi grew up in the town of Grimstad, which is in the south of the country. It's a nasty one for Ali Jassim.
It is. He just came down. He's trying to say yellow card. It was a complete accident that he came down on his neck.
So it is going to be Fargi on for Sayed Ismail. Ali Al-Hamadi has also been withdrawn. change. The other player to come on for Iraq is the beautifully named Zidane Iqbal. And it wouldn't be a FIFA World Cup without a Zidane.
Oh, let's see if he can play like Zidane.
Very special moment actually for Zidane Iqbal, representing Iraq, but the first player ever, he is told, in World Cup history of Pakistani heritage to play in this competition. So an immensely proud moment for him and his family. That is from Pakistan.
Ali Jassim has moved up front as one of the two strikers, and Marco is out on the left-hand side, but they stay in the same shape of a 4-4-2.
So there's some subtle tweaking rather than wholesale changes from Graham Arnold, sticking with the system that he trusts. There is some Shem initially meeting it, back here by Alamari. Complete that clearance. Now Bayesh, bursting through. Ayman Hussein, back to Bayesh again. It was quick and it's got Iraq right up the pitch and it's wanted to throw deep in Norway's half here.
You saw in the build-up, you saw Jassim just come underneath Ayman Hussein. Hussein's a wonderful target player, as we know, very good in the air and holding up the ball.
This man plays his club football in Czechia with Victoria Plzeň. Hashtovsky with the throw. On the hour in Boston, Solbakken can still yet to dip into his plentiful substitutes bench. Senegal next for Norway. That's in New Jersey on the 22nd of June. Which means that Iraq will be playing France on the same day in Philadelphia. Yet to see an Asian team beaten at this World Cup so far, but Iraq find themselves behind here. 2 goals from Erling Haaland in the first half, 1 for Ayman Hussein between the two. Here's the substitute Zidane Iqbal. Doski. Not back there trying to defend. Alamari got his head up. Too high for Bayesh. Knocked back over Nilon by Hussein Ali, who was at the very back of the queue and ever hopeful that he might be able to execute something spectacular.
Well, I'm not sure if he was going for goal or across the goal, but whichever one it was going to catch Nilon out.
Norway's first choice goalkeeper for 5 years now, Bojan Nilon, has only missed 3 competitive games in that time.
Serlan won't be happy with this. He just used his body. Can understand his frustration.
Gliding past Nusa. Turned to him by Hussein Ali. It's a stretch for Doski, but he's going to reach it. Jassim. Alamari. Jassim. He's got it again, the winger. Doski rather. he can't keep up the continuation of the strong attacking play. In fact, it was Marco Fargi at the end of it all.
Well, it's a strange area of the pitch for Ryerson to go down. It wasn't like he was dragged down. You got to see the play out.
Comes the Norway changes, 3 of them. Space that he can work himself into. Nusa, the ball was just always moving away from Antonio Nusa. He's done well to get the corner from Hussein Ali. Wolfer is feeling the strains of the occasion. This is a player who has not been a regular with his club side Wolverhampton Wanderers in England this season, so maybe the rigours of the night are catching up with him slightly here.
It must be IRAQ. The weather is beautiful. It's not one of the hot, humid nights. It's actually perfect weather for football.
Norway rowing on together. To find their rhythm on the pitch in the second half. Ryerson corner changed that. A bit different, but out for profits. The Wolfer, really some life in those legs. So he's just going to have to be a bit careful. He was. He nearly got the shout, but Bayesh was moving at some speed behind him. Norway still waiting to make the changes that were in the offing a few minutes ago. Oscar Bob and Christian Torsted amongst those waiting to come on.
Yeah, there are. Looks like there's 3 getting prepared, but it's some time they're waiting before they make them.
Noski dealing with Serlot well. It's an energy-fueled game, hasn't he, Merhas Noski, in that left-back berth for IRAQ?
I think if the 2 subs that are coming on, or who we think are coming on, still rip up the ball, I think he's going to have even more energetic into this game.
Still top of Group I as it stands, courtesy of their 3-1 win over Senegal earlier this evening in New Jersey. But 1-1 Norway goal, and we'll go level with them. Ali Jassim, who was down a few minutes ago, so I don't know if this is a further extension of the bash that he suffered not too long ago. Indeed, he is clearly indicating that his night is over. Very much considered one of Asia's brightest talents in his teenage years. Ali Jassim hasn't really kicked on in the last year or so. It's the collision with Antonio Nusa that has ultimately brought a quick end to his night. And indeed, all are going to have a short break here, with Norway still leading Iraq by 2-1 in Boston.
Very active in the box, very good in the box, makes sharp runs, and you saw his heading capability in the first half on that tremendous goal that he scored. So by no means is this over until Norway show a little bit more impetus going forward. And I believe they are going to do that. I think they're going to be making some dynamic changes with forward players and try and go for that third goal, which I think is the correct thing to do, and not just try to see this out 2-1.
Still not had a shot, Norway, since Erling Haaland's second goal in the 43rd minute of this game. 57 goals now for this country, already by far and away the all-time leading scorer for Norway. 24 more now than the next name on that list, which is a man by the name of Jørgen Juve, who played for Norway almost 100 years ago now. Stood for a very long time until that blocked bombshell came along. Changes are going to be forthcoming now. There is Leo Østegård, plays his club football in Genoa, but a Scudetto winner in Italy with Napoli a few seasons ago. All changes in total, it would seem, with Sheldrup and Bob and Torsved also coming on.
Or something, one says it's a completely different side. Skjelderup, exciting players.
To go up on the board. Stretching midfielders. Multiple changes at this sort of stage of the game.
Yeah, and a game like this doesn't really warrant a water break or a hydration break, as they're saying. It gives the teams a chance to totally revamp the structure of the team if they need to, and that's what Norway has done just here. I mean, the entire attacking line is different, with the exception of best number 9 in the world, or arguably, I got to put Harry Kane up there, but arguably one of the best number 9s in the game.
Amongst that flurry of changes, a double for Iraq as well, with Mustafa Sadoun and Ahmed Kassem coming on.
So Hegham's come out to left back, Østegård's gone in at centre back. And then we're going to see a lot more energy on the wings with Bob and Skjelderup.
Not the sort of sight that would give you great pleasure, I imagine, as an Iraqi defender who's been trying to deal with Haaland and Sernot and Nusa all night up until now.
actually changed entirely. They've gone 3 in the back. So Ostergaard's come as the left side centre back.
Touching a World Cup for Oscar Bob. With the Norway throw. The only one in red inside the penalty area. Erdegaard, Oscar Bob, beautiful Norway move, almost deserved a goal.
It did deserve a goal. Fresh legs, intricate play, exciting players. There was quickly only one in the box that turned to 4. Important block.
Christian Thorsvedt, who's now, of course, is Norwegian footballing royalty. Goalkeeper Eric, won at the World Cup in the USA in 1994. Martin Erdegaard with the corner, who was born the year that Norway were last at a World Cup in 1998. Substitutes. Only his second ever goal for his country, but what a crucial one, because Norway now have daylight against IRAQ in Boston.
Different players on the pitch, but the same routines. There's such a handful, a lot of movement in the box, a lot of height, inspired substitution, nobody blocks his run. Very difficult for the goalkeeper to come out with all the bodies around him. Quite a simple header in the end. You see all those bodies in front of the goalkeeper. It's impossible to come out and try to punch or claim the ball. Well concentrated, well timed header. And a huge goal for Norway. Now well in control of this game, 3-1.
Well, he isn't the tallest, Leo Ostergaard, but has a brilliant heading ability, as we have just seen there. And so the story goes that he was watching the 2006 World Cup and was inspired by Fabio Cannavaro's heading ability, who you all well remember wasn't necessarily blessed with great height, albeit he had many, many other abilities.
You just see now again, it's back to the back 4. I think he's up 2 goals, so he's gone into the structure with and without the ball, what they started the game with.
And off the back of the latest goal that IRAQ have conceded, a latest IRAQ change with Mohamed Ali on for Ibrahim Bayesh. He's a very capable goal scorer, Ali, but it's a big ask for IRAQ from here.
It is, and with the France-Senegal result, you'd think Norway's going to want to score at least 1 or 2 more goals. So I don't think they're just going to play completely defensive and see this out at 3-1.
Ireland's a little too hungry to have an impact. Actually been on the periphery of the second half, having been front and centre in the first. He's only on the pitch, Leo Ostergaard, for 3 minutes and 29 seconds before he crashed in that Norway third. Berger. Run through to Hashem. Well, the World Cup is a celebration of football. These are two football-loving nations. Berg is going to emerge as the final of Norway's changes here. Population of these two countries quite markedly different. Over 5 million in Norway, around about 45 million in Iraq. And as Graham Arnold, the Iraq head coach, put it when he took over the job, 45 million of them are obsessed with football. The legs of the leader are going to be spared for the final 10 minutes. Off comes Martin Ødegaard for who's slightly more defensively minded.
Patrick Berg has some steel to him and legs. I think he's smart up 3-1 to try to save Ødegaard. He's played a lot of club football this year.
Done really well actually to play as much as he has, considering all the talk around Martin Ødegaard was injuries this season. He did still play 36 times for Arsenal.
And he played quite a few of those whip knocks and coming back from injury, which takes its toll even more.
And then at the end of it all got his hands on a Premier League trophy as Arsenal captain. Premier League trophy that for a few weeks in the latter stages of the season he thought he might get his grasp on. Manchester City's Erling Haaland. Norway, who have already scored more goals tonight in a World Cup game than they ever have done before. Hungry to add to their tally. Rierson's cross, the flick on was Ødegaard again, who is like a magnet to right now inside that Iraqi penalty area.
He's making all the right movements at the moment.
Now it's a dangerous ball. Haaland's on a hat-trick. Hassan has at least halted that one. Stood up strong there, Jalal Hassan.
Yeah, good save. I wonder if they weren't up 2 goals and it was only 1-0, would he have put his head up and looked across the box? You can't blame him for trying.
Amazing run by Hashem. Got a little carried away at the end of it. So he does have a bit about him, doesn't he, the Iraq number 5?
Yeah, he does. Had a here's Haaland's chance. Oh, perhaps it would have been difficult to see anyone coming in the box. Did the right thing by trying to take it on. Goalkeeper made himself big, brave. Good save.
possession, but dealing with the pressure. Raji, challenged by Rierson. Escaping the busy Bob, who was trying to start the latest Norway attack. And what of Norway, Brad? They have been talked as a potential dark horse at this 2026 World Cup. Match number 1 seemingly is going to end in 3 points. How do you assess their chances?
I think they'll be delighted with the 3 points. I think they'll be even happier if they score at least another goal, so they can also top the group on goal difference with the result of the France-Senegal game. I will say, when France and Senegal watch them and scout them, there are a couple areas where you can attack this Norwegian team. However, they have bags of goals in them themselves. I would say they might be better suited to play when they're underdogs and when another team's going to have more possession, so then they can play to their strengths and counter-attack instead of having to take the game to someone else. Perhaps it was more of a game for Bob or Skelderup instead of Surlock, but Norway's going to be good through this tournament.
Looking for Zaya to seat for the grab on Haaland. Lends the line. They haven't been able to get to grips with Haaland all night.
Well,
Not going to leave any that can.
Over the top of the ball, out came the goalkeeper. He was committed, and he does have it eventually. Hassan. Hassan. Smothered by Berger. Haaland. Shelderup. Haven't given the ball away initially. Kassam did well to retreat and win it back again. This game where they want it, Norway. This is Oscar Bob. Sanderberger, and if Norway go deep, he is going to be an integral part of that. This is a single second of qualifying for Stolzol back inside. Using the angles well, keeping it in. Turned to him by Rierson. This is Berger. Hegum. Shelderup. Pleased the fact that the sun has gone down, because this is punishing enough without the heat of the Boston sunshine on the head.
Yeah, the substitutions were very good by Norway. They're keeping the ball now. You just feel like when there's an opening that they're going to be able to break through if they want to and get even more chances. But Norway is seeing this game out very professionally at the moment.
Smothered by 3. Out to chase, but easy piece of covering from Ostergaard, Norway's latest goal scorer. Torsven. Berg. Seems header only as far as Berger. This is Haaland. Rierson. For Iraq, they are going to have to dust themselves down relatively quickly. They are off to Philadelphia yet to try and stop the might of Le Bleu. Kylian Mbappe today, 2 for Erling Haaland today, who is still sniffing around for further treasure. Might be quite the golden boot battle in 2026.
I think think it will. You have names Mbappe, Haaland, Kane yet to play.
Those two, by the way, are coming here. Harry Kane against Ghana in Boston. And Norway will be back here against France as well. So Massachusetts locals will see Kylian Mbappe firsthand too. Reverse beyond with Haaland in the middle and Oscar Bob going in there too. Shelderup coming out of it with the ball towards backside netting. Also working with too much of an angle, Christian Torsvet.
And the defender did well to cover and try to force him down. Shelderup down the line, a bit unlucky on the deflection, and this is a really good chance. Perhaps far post was the place to go.
Time to be added on, and I don't think that Norway are going to loosen the grip in any way of this situation from here.
No, they've been well in control for the last 10-15 minutes. It wasn't always the case in the first half. At times they lost control of the match.
It's Max goal scorer who is back on his feet, and we might still be seeing further impacts from Ayman Hussein over the... He was one of the goal scorers that notched against Bolivia to book IRAQ's spot at this World Cup. Got a goal for him tonight too. Fortunately not as significant as it seemed at the time when he levelled up that Erling Haaland opener. There's thousands of Norwegians inside Boston Stadium tonight. I know there's 25,000 alone who have gathered at Ullevål Stadion, Norway's home in Oslo, to watch on the big screen. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning in Norway. Struggling to find the momentum in Massachusetts that they would need to overturn this 2-goal deficit. This is Sardun. Worked in a brick factory while studying and playing a few years ago. Went to the Olympics with IRAQ in 2024. Hashem. Hussein is asking for one to directly come his way. Sad to see. Now, unfortunately, Brad, it just feels like for IRAQ they are truly going to rue the mistake that presented Norway with their second goal, gave Erling Haaland his second of the night, because that was when the pendulum truly swung Norway's way.
Absolutely right. IRAQ had it, the crowd on their side, their fans were up, it was loud, and before you could look up, it was 2-1 Norway. Self-inflicted.
Can they make something of this? Kept alive by Mohamed. Oh dear, that's a really horrible one for Sheldon, who won the header and then has been bashed into in the aftermath.
Yes, and I'm sure he didn't know the Iraqi player was there. He turned around and just ran into a wall.
Mercifully, he's quickly back on his feet, Andreas Sheldon. I don't really know how.
Oh, that was some collision.
Going to have to lean on all his experience. It's the perfect start for Solbakken. His first World Cup as a head coach, having of course played with Norway. Won in the 90s previously. As did his father, but it is all about the current crew. With seconds to go, it is going to be the night that Norway hoped it would be. Berg. Sazaya. Scooped into Ostergaard. And the goalkeeper couldn't get hold of it. And Torsved did. A little touch from Christian Torsved to force it over the line. Norway have 4 in their Group I opener. And it is an eye-opening scoreline.
They didn't know whether to cross it in or not. They ended up doing it. And if Norway was happy before with the 3 points, they are delighted now. You got your center back out in the right wing position. There's no foul on the play. Torsved just got up higher. Unfortunate that the ball ended up landing and bouncing into the goal, but he won't care about that. Really good result in the end for Norway. They will be, as I said earlier, they will be delighted now.
Might be some speculation as to who that last touch came off. It's Torsved's for now. And it was pretty much the last touch of the game. 2 crucial touches from him in the first half, but Norway in control. A double from Erling Haaland, but there were other goal scorers too. Leo Ostergaard played his part. A late fourth that has crowned a quite spectacular start for Norway to this 2026 World Cup. They have crushed Iraq. Iraq 1, Norway 4.
Broadcast of the FIFA World Cup brought to you by Flow, Red Stripe, Coca-Cola, KFC, Sapugen, Sunshine Snacks and water.
Montego Bay, we're here! It's time to transform your space with Home & Things. Your construction finishes superstore is now open in Ironshore. Come explore our stunning new showroom at 1215 Providence Way. From tiles and bathroom fixtures to stylish fittings and home decor for every budget. We have everything you need to build or renovate in style. Quality you trust at the lowest prices guaranteed. Visit us today at 1215 Providence Way, Ironshore. Jamaica builds with Home & Things.
If you've heard about online shopping, you've heard of IRAQ, the trusted provider for over 80% of all online shoppers. But with no more membership fees, new unbelievable rates, and free returns, the best just got better. Welcome to the new IRAQ.
Bank safely with the Community and Workers of Jamaica internet banking or mobile app. Pay your bills, transfer funds, apply for a loan. Yes, WJ Cooperative Credit Union. Discover the benefits of belonging.
Embrace the future. Build cleaner. Build greener. Build with character.
quite the best brand. It now publishes school, television, washing machine, deep freeze.
The time when that point of bias is.
The following program is viewing by children under the supervision and parental discretion is advised.
The feedback question, brought to you by Score Big this football season on and off the field. Visit any branch or Chris and Charles for details. Conditions apply.
In primetime news this evening, questions mount over proposed U.S. third country national agreement. PACI's legal action after UHWI CEO ignores the summer and the nation's leaders call on the diaspora to do more for Jamaica. Good evening and welcome to Primetime News. A special welcome to our viewers on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com. I'm Janella Preston and I am Andrea Chisholm. Coming up in the business news, Static reveals higher food prices will push inflation up by 5.4%. Who's doing sports? Oh wow. We have an England fan this evening doing sports. Dwayne Anderson is here to give us a preview.
To borrow a football term and been substituted into the game. Represent sports this evening. And I must tell you that one of the favorites are one of Jamaica's favorite team in the World Cup, France. They got their World Cup campaign off on winning Saturday. I'll tell you about that later on in the sports.
And I have found a team. Remember I said I was a wagonist, but now I'm a France. I'm a France fan. But anyway, there's also sports commentary and E-Prime in this newscast. But before the break, Jimmy, the feedback question we're asking, what are your thoughts on Jamaica accepting third country nationals deported from the United States? You can share comments online, facebook.com/television Jamaica and post on X at TVJ News Center.
Jesus,
Stay with us, Primetime News continues right after this break.
take it from our hands, 'cause we can do this all.
For the moments that are best enjoyed with your hands, enjoy a KFC Big Deal or Big Bucket. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Them say it's a thrill. What speeding can cost up to $20,000 in a fine. Or even your life. Observe the speed limit.
If you don't want to get run up, drive good on TransJam. A message from TransJam Highway.
Before the first patty is made, there are hands that raise it, hands that grow it, hands that move it, hands that bake it, and hands that serve it. For Jamaica, by Jamaica. Through challenges and changing seasons, they stood strong. They built with us. They believed. To every farmer, every team, every partner, thank you.
Primetime News, brought to you by...
For the moments that are best enjoyed with your hands, KFC, it's finger-licking.
Welcome back to Primetime News. Special welcome to our viewers on onespotmedia.com as well as TVJ International in the Cayman Islands. Of course, this evening, the government is seeking to ease concerns about a proposed agreement with the United States that could see Jamaica accepting third country nationals. The Ministry of National Security says the matter remains the subject of a highly technical negotiation. The issue gained attention after the Jamaica Gleaner reported that the government was considering the proposal. Now, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang addressed the matter at the 11th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference in St. James. Jamila Maitland reports.
Report is false. There's no intention to bring 10,000 illegal into the United States.
Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang applauded while responding to questions posed at the diaspora conference about a Gleaner article on the proposed third country national arrangement with the United States. The Gleaner article revealed that the Jamaican and United States governments are negotiating a deal that would see non-nationals being deported and hosted in the island for a period of time. But a statement released by the Ministry of National Security acknowledged the article but disputed some of the figures. It said 25 non-nationals will be transported from the United States every 2 weeks. It did not say for how long.
What we're discussing and what I have agreed to is this whole question of third country nationals that may have to transition to Jamaica. The numbers are small.
Dr. Chan says there are similar arrangements in the Caribbean. St. Kitts and Nevis accepted its first batch of deportees in May. Under that deal, the government said it would only accept Caribbean
Andrew,
nationals
I'm leaving
from
now,
the US.
okay?
Locally, neither the
nice
statement
night.
nor Dr. Chan mentioned which nationals will be facilitated under the proposed deal.